Hey everybody, I'm back again with another video. This time I want to do the Samsung Galaxy Note 4. Is this worth buying in 2018? It's 4 years old, so I wanted to see if the hardware stood up with phones of today. So let's take a look at the build quality of this phone. It is all metal around the sides with a plastic removable back. It has a 5.7 inch display and the phone is quite thin. And it also includes that stylus. The buttons are quite clicky and they are also metal themselves. As you can see from the side here, it does have a chamfered edge, which I believe makes it look quite nice, but it can feel a little sharp in the hand. But a case can easily solve this problem. If you turn it over to the other side of the phone, you can see that there's the power button as the only button on this side of the phone. And if you look at the top of the phone, you'll see that you have a microphone and also the 3.5 millimeter jack for your headphones. At the bottom, you have your micro USB and also where your stylus goes. On the back, you have your heart rate sensor and your camera. At the front of the phone is that quad display, which is very nice. It is 5.7 inches, very vibrant, very poppy. It is a Samsung style display. Now we can actually take the auto off of the brightness and put it to full blast. Now, if you leave the auto on when you go outdoors, it will actually get even brighter than this. But this is plenty bright, although you will affect your battery if you do set it on full brightness all the time. So I generally leave it on auto. So let's set that back to auto and let's just check out the screen a little bit closer. Now, it set the standard for 2014 as far as screens for phones go. It has great side views. It has great inky blacks. It's an awesome phone even compared to phones of today. This actual phone screen can stand up to just about any screen that comes out, even from the ones from Samsung. And as you can see, it's very responsive to the touch, so it's a great touch screen. Also, where this phone really shines is media consumption. Netflix, YouTube, viewing web pages. In fact, let's check out YouTube on this screen. So one of the things I like about the phone is the 16:9 aspect ratio. It fills up all the corners of the screen, and since I got the black colored phone, it really blends in well, and as you can see, the video playback is spot on. It was one of the first phones to do a whole lot of multitasking, so you could launch multiple windows and or do split screening, and it was the first phone to really utilize the large screen format. That was one of the things that the Note was famous for, and the Note 4 was the first one to really take advantage of all of the real estate. So it does do well. Now it can get a little bit slow if you're running more than a few apps. So I wouldn't recommend running more than 5 apps. In fact, I don't think it'll let you run more than 5 apps. But as you can see on the sidebar here, it has a whole mess of apps that you can run simultaneously, and you can just drag them in. They could be full screen, or if you drag more than one in, you can make it dual screen. So pretty awesome. And how you get into this sidebar is you just have to hold the back button down until it appears, and then you can scroll through all the available applications that are supported with it. Another reason I bought the Note 4 was for the stylus, because I wanted to utilize S Notes and the S Pen to be able to write down quick notes, jot down stuff. Now, not everybody is a big fan of this, but not everybody has to use it just for that. You can also use it like a mouse. On the interface, it will allow you, as you can see that little dot that hovers over the different icons. Another great thing is that you can cut, copy, and paste text in your emails or from web pages. So the pen was really utilized well in the Note 4 for what it was intended, which was another way to interface with your display. Let's write down a quick note and see how responsive the pen is. So it's really easy. You click that little button, you launch a action memo in this case, and it's really easy to just jot down numbers or names or anything you want to remember. So let's just write hello, and then I would just be able to save this, and then it would go right into my note file. But it works pretty well. It's pretty responsive, and the S Note is just a little bit more full-featured application, which allows you to write and also add a bunch of pages, change the text type, and it works pretty well. And as you can see, there is no real lag on the Note pen. I know that there are newer Notes out there, but this one was the first one that I felt kept up pretty well. So let's get out of here. So surprisingly, the Note 4 has a 4K camera, and it does record at, I believe, 30 frames per second. And it can also do 1080p at 60 frames per second. Now, in 2014, this was quite good. And it also has a full suite of different modes and settings and triggers for this camera. And as long as you have really good light, this camera is still an awesome camera. Comparable to most phones of today in this price range. So the one downfall of the Note 4 for me was the size of the battery. The original battery was not powerful enough for me as a power user. Now, it would last probably till 5 o'clock p.m. and then I would have to stick it on a charger in order to make it through the rest of the day. So if I had to go out after work, it just wasn't lasting me. So I decided to boost the power by going on Amazon and purchasing this juboty 7500 milliamp battery. Now this gets me till about 9 or 10 o'clock at night before I have to even go to low power mode. And as you can see, now I've already replaced the original battery out of my Note 4 and replaced it with this one, and it still was not any better and did not last any longer. But as you can see, the new battery is about twice the thickness, and so you do have to give up the thin design, but in doing so you are gaining so much more power on your Note. And it does thicken it up a little bit, but I always thought that the Note 4 was kind of thin to begin with, and it does come with a nice little rubber case so that you don't scratch up, or it'll have also better grip. So I believe that the Note 4 still keeps up with the newer phones of today. It has a great screen, a fast processor, it has all the multitasking features. It just needed a bigger battery in order to last most people a full day. So if you can get it for a couple $100, I would say it's still a pretty good deal. Anyway, that's my video. Hopefully you found it informational. If you did, please click like, and if you really liked it, please subscribe. I'll talk to you later. I'm gonna get the tech out of here.